Welcome, dear listeners, to Miss Nightmare, where your deepest fears come to life. In this realm of the macabre, the shadows whisper tales of terror and the unseen send shivers down your spine. Our stories are woven from the fabric of your darkest nightmares, the chilling accounts that keep you awake at night. Tonight, we teeter on the edge of a tale so unsettling, it will make your blood run cold. So gather your courage, dear listeners. Prepare yourself, for tonight, we delve into the unknown. Our tale begins on an ordinary evening, in an ordinary town, where nothing seemed out of place. The town, nestled between the rolling hills and a silent, serene river, was a picture of tranquility. Life here was simple, unassuming, and most of all, predictable. The town's heartbeat was slow, steady, and comfortable in its rhythm. Enter our main character, a woman of delicate features and a gentle heart. An emblem of kindness in this small town, she was well known and loved. Her name was Emily, a schoolteacher by profession and a nature lover by passion. Emily had a quality about her, a lightness and warmth that made her stand out. Her laughter was infectious, her spirit indomitable. But little did Emily know how this ordinary evening was about to turn into an extraordinary nightmare. Emily lived in a quaint little house by the river, a stone's throw away from the school where she taught. She had just returned home after a long day, looking forward to a quiet evening with a good book and a warm cup of tea. There was a comforting predictability to her life, a consistent pattern that she cherished. The children she taught, the books she read, the river she loved, all were parts of her life's beautiful mosaic. The town was bathed in the soft hues of twilight. The chirping of the birds was gradually replaced by the rhythmic hum of crickets. The river, a mirror to the setting sun, was shimmering in shades of gold and crimson. Everything was as it should be, a gentle symphony of normalcy. But as the sun set, an eerie chill swept through the town, a precursor to the horror that was about to unfold. A sudden gust of wind rustled the leaves, and the river seemed to murmur an unknown tune. Emily, absorbed in her book, was oblivious to the subtle shift in the atmosphere. Unbeknownst to her, the threads of her peaceful existence were about to unravel, forever changing the course of her life. As darkness blanketed the town, strange things started to happen. The usual humdrum of life was replaced by an eerie silence. The only sounds that could be heard were the whispers of the wind and the occasional hoot of a distant owl. It was as if the town had been swallowed by the night, leaving behind an unsettling void. In this deafening quiet, peculiar incidents began to unfold. The old grandfather clock at the town square, which had been silent for decades, began to chime. Its haunting melody echoed through the empty streets, sending chills down the spine of anyone who heard it. Meanwhile, in the town's inn, a chilling scene was playing out. The lights flickered unpredictably, casting long, monstrous shadows on the walls. The temperature dropped significantly, leaving a bone-chilling cold in its wake. The once welcoming hearth lay cold and lifeless, its flames extinguished by an unseen force. Over at the abandoned church, the rusty iron bell began to toll. Its low, mournful sound resonated through the night, adding to the growing sense of dread. An ominous fog rolled in, shrouding the town in an impenetrable veil. In homes scattered across the town, people reported feeling watched. An invisible presence lingered in the shadows, its icy touch sending shivers down their spines. Whispers could be heard in the dark, their words indistinguishable, yet chilling to the core. As the night wore on, these strange occurrences grew in intensity. An undercurrent of fear threaded through the town, tying each resident in a knot of shared terror. There was something out there in the dark, something unseen, unfathomable, and deeply unsettling. Despite the fear, the town and its inhabitants fell into an uneasy sleep, oblivious to the terror that was creeping in. The dark night had only just begun its sinister performance, and the worst was yet to come. In the dead of the night, the true horror revealed itself. The tranquility that once prevailed was replaced by an eerie silence, the kind that sends chills down your spine. But it was what lurked within this silence that was truly terrifying. As the moon hung low in the sky, casting long foreboding shadows, the quaint town was plunged into a realm of terror. A chilling wind blew, carrying with it whispers of a malevolent presence. The once familiar streets were now a labyrinth of fear, every corner concealing a tale more haunting than the last. In the heart of the town, a house stood, its facade a grim testament to the terror that had unfolded. Inside, the walls echoed with sinister murmurs, a symphony of dread that resonated through the empty halls. The air was thick with a sense of dread, a primal fear that something was terribly wrong. The horror incident unfolded like a nightmarish tableau. An inexplicable force wreaked havoc, leaving behind a trail of destruction that defied logic. Furniture was upturned, mirrors shattered, and an icy chill pervaded the air. The very fabric of reality seemed to warp and distort, giving way to an otherworldly terror. In the midst of this pandemonium, the residents were gripped by an unshakable dread. Desperate prayers were whispered into the wind, pleas for salvation that seemed to evaporate into the chilling night. The town was in the grip of a terror that defied all understanding, a horror that was as relentless as it was inexplicable. As the night wore on, the intensity of this terror only escalated. It was as if the town was caught in the grasp of a malevolent entity, its icy fingers tightening around their throats. The once peaceful town was now a living nightmare, the streets echoing with the sound of their terror. As dawn broke, the town woke up to a reality more terrifying than their worst nightmares. The horror incident had left an indelible mark, a chilling reminder of the night when the veil between their world and the realm of the unknown was torn asunder. The town would never be the same again, forever marked by the horror that unfolded in the dead of the night. In the harsh light of day, the true extent of the horror was laid bare. The once vibrant town was now eerily silent, its spirit broken, its heartbeat barely palpable. The streets, once teeming with life, now bore the scars of the dreadful incident. The echoes of laughter and friendly chatter had been replaced by a deafening silence, punctuated only by the occasional hushed whisper of the wind. The town's denizens, once so full of life and energy, moved with a hollow emptiness. Their eyes, once sparkling with joy and warmth, now held a chilling, vacant stare. Their faces, etched with the terrifying memories of the night before, were a testament to the fear that had taken root in their hearts. The incident had left a deep, indelible mark on the town. Stories of the night spread like wildfire, each retelling more chilling than the last. The townsfolk huddled together, seeking comfort in their shared terror. The once tightly knit community was now bound by a shared sense of dread, a shared nightmare that refused to fade away. Parents held their children a little tighter, their protective instincts heightened. The playgrounds, once filled with the innocent laughter of children, now stood desolate, the swings swaying eerily in the wind. The schools, once bustling with activity, now echoed with the sound of silence. The local church, once a beacon of hope and faith, now served as a sanctuary for those seeking solace. The once cheerful pastor, his faith shaken, offered prayers for strength and courage. The pews, usually filled with a devout congregation, were now filled with hushed whispers and silent prayers. As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, the town slowly began to show signs of life. But the fear, the terror, remained. The incident had forever altered the fabric of the town, leaving a chilling legacy that would never be forgotten. The town was forever changed, a shadow of its former self, haunted by the horrors of that fateful night. And so we leave the town, now a ghost of its past, forever scarred by the incident. As we look back, we can't help but shiver at the tale we've just traversed. A once peaceful town, plunged into a nightmare that unfolded under the cloak of night. The horrifying incident, like a chilling breeze, has left its mark, a permanent shadow on the face of the town's history. How does one measure the impact of such an event? It's not just the buildings that were scarred, or the streets that were stained. It's the hearts of the people who lived it, who continue to live with it, every waking moment of their lives. The echoes of that fateful night continue to reverberate, a grim reminder of the horrors that lurk in the dark. But let's not forget, this isn't just a tale of terror, it's a testament of resilience. The people of the town, despite their trauma, have shown an indomitable spirit, a will to persevere and not let the darkness define them. In this world of ours, where the sun sets and the moon rises, where the darkness beckons and shadows dance, remember, there is always a story waiting to be told, a secret waiting to be unveiled. Thank you for joining us on this chilling journey. If you dare, subscribe to Miss Nightmare, give this video a like, and share your own terrifying experiences in the comments. Good night, and remember, the shadows are always watching.